play, but we do have this tier 2 neutral item timing. So Neon, after taking the tier 1, wouldn't be surprised if we see them fall back, farm up the jungle, maybe try and make a play by the by that 20-minute.
Yeah, maybe they'll go and check out if there's an ancient stack, but by this point, already got Battle Fury, so it probably would have been
The next label play.
Neon's perspective.
There we go. That's all bad. Okay, so he's going for the Aghanims as the next item here on the Invoker. So we saw the combo with the Ravage Cataclysm earlier in the day. We'll see if at least Team Dog are going to have a little bit more synergy and connection with this combo, being able to find some big team fights with that.
And even, you know, if Rubik, for example, is able to seal the Avalanche, that's going to even further boost the effectiveness of it. He's dead.
Yeah, Radiant positioning around there, observe one of the high ground, so Arthur's going to pay the price, and Ice as well is just going to get brought down. So you see Radiant knowing that the Phantom Assassin's still without hitting the timing and taking that tier 1 tower, and now with a couple of pickoffs, they're actually going to think about trying to walk inside the Roche pit here.
It's getting scouted out, but there's only so much you can do. Even if Tidehunter did have buyback and wanted to use it, it's 50 seconds until Ravage is available. So this is a free Roche based off some, gotta be said, poor positioning coming through from SSIS and Arthur.
Neon just punishing.
Hello?
Just lucky no one.
Not getting an ace situation. Okay, okay.
Very good, very good. No one's stealing it. Love to see it. This is a game that's now looking Neon getting a little bit further control throughout it, and you got to keep in mind as well the Morphling matchup versus the Phantom Assassin. It's pretty decent, honestly. Like PA can never really burst you down with the high amount of armor you have, and Natsumi is nicely done. Yopaj and Skem, just the Roman duo. Well, this is exactly what we were speaking about kind of last game, where Dai need to kind of group up because of the win range of MKB just going for these pickoffs, and it's a bit difficult for Dai to group up though because they've got a Phantom Assassin with the Battle Fury. You want to be farming away from your team.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, like we mentioned before, fantastic pickoff. You know, Windranger could probably do it solo, to be perfectly honest, but just the fact that you've got that, in addition to the Tiny, in addition to the Bloodseeker, it means that Team Dog...
Skem? Gonna blink aggressively. They drop the Tombstone, instant TP out from the Tiny. The Blood Right's gonna be able to stop the Ravage cancel, so they will get 3 bounties at the moment from Neon.
And now they know that there's no Tombstone as well, so right now they might just be like, sweet, let's go make something happen. Maybe wait for Natsumi to have his TP straight back, probably going for this.
He's getting pretty close to the 18 as well, so he's gonna have only a 4-second downtime with that ultimate. Yeah, they're gonna smoke up. Ice showing mid. I mean, he's got R4 in the back line, but you got to keep in mind the Tombstone's still down, and now he's just trying to run away, but Disruption ticking it down a little bit. They don't get that toss combo. Actually, they get their own Tombstone with Natsumi showing up, utilizing the Replicate on top of the Undying, and now with the ATOS control from the Bloodseeker, they find R4 as well. A double for Natsumi. Now, he's got enough gold for this Ghost Scepter and a short duration here, and that's going to be right before the BKB. So now Natsumi has got a very good window here of about a minute and a bit where you're able to burst down the Phantom Assassin if they show up.
And that's the thing, I don't think Team Dog are going to show, so it's just more map control that you're losing. Mid tower going down now. Maybe they'll opt to... See, my big thing is, like, yes, the tier 1 bot tower is probably the easiest one that you can take, but a lot of the time, when you're in this advantageous position, you don't want to refresh their glyph. You want to go for something like tower or a tier 2 tower, but the lanes just aren't in the position to be able.
Goddamn pauses, you hate to see it. But I mean, it's a game where they are really utilizing this Aegis. A 6,000 net worth lead now for them, and yeah, they're just gonna try and get this bottom lane shoved in, see if they can control up the triangle camp where they already do have a ward kind of on the back next to that tier 2 tower. So they really need to make sure they actually keep this ward, because it's going to take over the triangle, make it very difficult for the Phantom Assassin to farm that area where In Your Dream really wants to do so, being this ancient clearing hero. almost a BKB as well completed for the Wind Ranger. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer towards the a lot of item timings, and Morphling's even got the Grobo in the backpack as well if he wants to use that. Just a little bit of the magic amp, I guess.
It's that E-Blade.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit scary now for Team Dog. I mean, what do they get? Blink picked up on the Rubik. Tide's going for a Blink as well. Almost a BKB completed for the Phantom Assassin, which is definitely required. But feels like at the moment, this maybe they need to stall the game for the Ags Ravage kind of team fight. Because is the damage going to be there with the Phantom Assassin second item BKB?
Not yet, and great scan coming through. Well, In Your Dream is in the perfect position for where he needs to be. He's just as far away from any of Neon's objective can be. Scan coming through. They TP back, but again, it's a mind to get caught out here if you.
Yeah, they are. They're going to see all three of them. Nice position from Scan. He's going to try and burst down the Rubik. He won't be successful. Now they're going to try and look to turn. Yopaz going to give some protection. Shackles on for two. Scan, however, stuck inside the Sunshine Lights connection for Radiant. Do they want to continue forward for more? Ravage locks in both. In the Dream, popping the BKB. Is going to try and deal with the Blood Seeker. Is successful at doing so, but now with the backline, Yopaz just shreds through the Phantom Assassin with that MKB. Natsumi's had a pretty free fight as well. Just waveforms aggressively on top of Arthur with the last right click from the Wind Ranger. Natsumi still doesn't really able to carry the world, although the Fade Bolt was able to deal with that first line. Shackles back up though, so Ice. The TP is going to get cancelled now. Natsumi, he just wants a little bit extra love. And they knew they were going to get Ice. They just wanted Polis on instead. They're trying to find a full 5-man wipe there, and I mean it's going to be a 2 for 4. I guess you got to keep in mind that they do get rid of the Aegis, but a very nice fight from Neon, and that's also the 10-second BKB, and PA's got a Rapier queued up.
I mean, it's one of those situations, right, where it's like, well, this is probably what's going to, take us back into the game. The only thing that's going to take us back in, and even Zhao, he gets the luxury of going to Midas as a position 5 Ogre Magi, so that Bloodlust's attack speed plus 40 is even going to potentially be a factor. Goodbye, Arfu, as you go and try and deward that safety area.
And Rubik as well, stole the toss, so nicely done. He's going to be able to get it out, but we could have seen another pick off there. It looks like they're still just going to try and shove the lane in, put pressure on the T2 tower here. As Natsumi's starting to already work on this next item, whereas we see the Phantom Assassin. I mean, it's just they're going to need the time right now from Team Dog, and I don't think they'll get it.
It's rough for him, and it's one of these situations where, like, yes, fantastically mechanical skilled players across all roles. As a team, probably not, They don't have the same cohesion with someone like Neon, who's been together for so long. Yes, there's been one change, but 4 out of the 5 are the exact same, so they know how to play.
And Ice down bot. Could be trouble here. Pops the wood, but Natsumi with so much physical damage. They didn't even have to really worry about the shotgun build, and now meanwhile mid, they're pinging out as well, Polo.
Nice lift.
Yeah, nice telekinesis. Instantly used before Scan blink forward, so you can see instant cancel there on any follow-up, but it does allow Neon to control this bottom side, so they get 2 bounties at the moment. They might try and contest the top bounties as well. So Bloodseeker's coming over along with the rest of the team.
Be in there hunting.
Oh, In Your Dream.
Hungry for blood right now.
They're not going to look to turn actually with the Alacrity. In Your Dream's going to jump forward, but now with the Force Up provides the space, and Skin's going to counter initiate forward. In Your Dream kites out the BKB. Radiant, do they want to continue for more? These actually just cover TP out, so they'll deal with the supports instead. Undying will pay the price. That's just another BKB usage, not really getting anything out of it. We see Radiant just get a couple items as well. Natsumi Skadi completed. Wind Ranger just got the blink. Although for Dire, they do have the Aghanims now completed for Arbed.
Yeah, I mean, you could do everything you can to try and, explain or analyze a way for Team Dog to get back into it. I legit think that this Rapier is it, right? You just need to get a few lucky crits with the Rapier, pick off the Morphling perhaps when he's Agi morphed, and that can bring you back into the game. PA is one of those few heroes that does have that capability.
We'll see if they're able to kind of just split push this one out. I mean, the good thing is that Radiant, you don't have Roshan up at the moment, so you really need that to walk up high ground unless you get like a massive pick off there, or they waste Ravage and maybe you feel a little bit confident doing so. But oh, it's just a solo kill. Yopaj with a DD, Arcane. Shackle's gonna be up pretty soon. Ice just gets a TP out, man. This is the issue though, when you have someone like a Phantom Assassin who needs to play away from the team to find the farm, and that just enables a Wind Ranger to find these constant pickoffs, and they might just end up trying to jump inside and see what more they can get, as Snatcher's already got top shoved in. They need the vision for the jump forward. Skem's going to try and provide that there, getting on top of Arctic. Now with the Tombstone drop, Natsuki's going to deal with it straight away. Skem getting pretty low here, used to try and control him to provide some strays. Sets up for the Sun Track. Meanwhile, Yopaj once again dealing with the core, just blinking on top of the back with the BKB. Now there's not really a care in the world. Dire, they've got the buyback on the Phantom Assassin, but I mean, if you force that buyback, this game feels like it's incredibly over. So
it's a lose-lose situation. Either you lose your racks or you buy back, and then you're that much further away. So he's doing the right thing, in my opinion. You know, it's 1 lane of racks, it's not the end of the game.
oh no, look at the damage from the toss and the rupture. There's nothing they can do. Once again, Yopaj had this focus fires as well. It's a godlike streak for Natsumi, and unfortunately we haven't seen this Cataclysm Ravage combo come into play just yet. They Neon are just honestly outclassing Team Dog at the moment.
A champion team beats a team of champions basically every time. This is a good example.
There's now just a lot of buffs for Natsumi. Play hard's got that solar crest, just got the blood loss as well. My dude's just sieging so incredibly hard and fast. And now with the toss back, Polo is in trouble as well. So unfortunately nothing they can really do to help him. The Bleed's gonna be the play in his life. That's a beyond godlike streak now for Natsumi, and this is all still. We gotta keep in mind they don't even have the ages. They just know how far ahead they are over Team Dog, and you know, at least you have the Ravage Cataclysm combo, which is I think the saving grace now without the Reaper from In Your Dream. They're gonna have to mount a stellar high ground defense, but how do you find the angle to start without a way to initiate? Maybe you can hope that Neon dive a little bit too far. Yopaj once again going to try and find the core in our bed, but I mean, there's nothing you can do against the BKB. In Your Dream's just going to blink forward, but now he's going to be careful as well. Buell's rupture controlling. Meanwhile, Natsumi's just going to deal with the backline. Blade Mill does it a little bit, but does it at least prevent him from nuking down the support? Now with the buybacks coming out, Ice chucks at the Ravage. Just don't fall for the moment. It's just a Phantom Assassin, but Cataclysm is available because the Invoker's down for 30 seconds without a buyback, but they're still running rampant here as Natsumi controlling up In Your Dream. He's incredibly outside the base here. He's going to try and get back in with the Phantom Strike, but it just doesn't matter. Neon styling over Team Dog at the moment, and they'll finally call it quits. It's a 29-minute victory for Neon's new roster here as they take down Team Dog.
Good gameplay coming through from Neon, and just abusing. The big thing that I noticed in that game was that they were so effective at staggering these deaths that Dog were always kind of in a position where they were like, oh, I would love to fight, but we're just missing one person. And then just as they're about to respawn, they kill another